For Bill Nye! Get off your computer!
I don't want to do this anymore.
Get off my
For
computer.
Bill Nye.
Yeah. Welcome to Kickstart, the show where we review crowdfunded projects. I'm Conrad.
I'm Grant.
I'm Curiel.
And that's Peter. Do you guys remember the best part of science class?
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
The physics of flight has changed the world, and we can use flying to teach science. Hey, Bill Nye the Science Guy here. Ever since I was very young, I was charmed by flying things.
Hi, Lucian Vitale, CEO of Game Desk.
A flying thing.
We're working with Bill to build an amazing new game that teaches very complex aerodynamic principles and forces.
We're talking about lift, drag, weight, and thrust. And birds get all that, and I guess Lucian gets all that and more.
Games can really help us understand things that before were hard to see, hard to understand.
And we can use the games to teach the science of flying in a new way.
We're bringing the mind of Bill Nye to the talent of the artists and developers and programmers within Game Desk. We built a rough prototype of the game. What we really need is to finish this project, to get the finishing funds that would allow us to get this to everybody.
And that's where you come in to help give it a kick. Start it.
You know, it's time to revolutionize the way we think about education.
Because we want science education to be as hands-on as possible, but we need your help.
So Bill Nye the Science Guy is making a video game.
That's what I've been waiting for my entire life.
What do you guys think?
This guy changed my life forever in school. I swear to God, I got a biology degree, and he was probably part of the reason for it, though. I mean, seriously, straight up, this guy like got me interested in science and stuff.
When I said the best part of science class, I meant that was my favorite part of science class.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, like, I remember Gravity. Episode about gravity was just people on skateboards just racking themselves, and I was like, that's how you fall, and that's. I need to learn about gravity so this doesn't happen to me. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyway, so this project, Aero, pretty exciting.
Pretty exciting. I guess this counts as, what, edutainment?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is that really a genre?
I think it is, actually, unfortunately. Like Freddy the Fish or Oregon Trail. But...
Game education.
The guy's just so excited. I mean, he's aged, obviously, but man, he's just excited about it.
He hasn't aged, actually. That's the crazy part.
It's been a little like grayer. That's about
2 years, and he hasn't aged a single fucking day.
Oh my God.
So
He's got secrets. Look at him. It's the same. I don't know how he does it.
He's a master of science.
Well, so let's go to the things that we like about this. First of all, backed and endorsed by Bill Nye the Science Guy.
The guy, if you want to promote an educational science project, he's the one you're gonna go with. I mean, there's no one else. There's second to none. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's funny that they did a thing about Albatross Flight and they just thought Bill Nye the Science Guy. I wouldn't have been the guy that I would have went with, but that's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, so like the prototype, them like having the wings and flying and stuff, I was just like, I don't really get. I thought it was kind of like a Connect game, you know. But then when they start showing like the velocity and the gravity and the thrust going forward and stuff,
It looks like something that they would have at like a computer trade show or maybe E3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it looks like they want to take that to your iPad or maybe your living room with the Connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like I have a great story. So like in second grade or whatever, we had a Mario game that was about. It's exactly the same as like Super Mario 1 or whatever. You know, you're running through the levels, jumping, all that stuff. But instead of having like up, down, left, and right, A and B, it was like you had to actually type letters. It was like teaching you how to type, right? Mm-hmm. And so like hit like the gold boxes or whatever, the question marks to get the coins. You had to like A, then like S would be on the next like jump. So when you get hit by like the little mushroom guys and stuff. And I got to like full words and stuff. And by the end of second grade, I had like 85, 90 words a minute. It was crazy. And like, I didn't know I was learning anything the whole time. I was just trying to play Mario like I did at home, but with keyboard. And games like this, I think will translate super well. You learn stuff and you don't even realize you're learning. It's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
So let's talk about some of the bonuses that you get when you back it. What was it? $10 gets you a copy for your iPad, and there was $5,000 lets you name an island or something like that.
It's like I think 2,000 give you a section of an island, and I think $5,000 was a full.
Yeah, and then
$2,750 is your island.
Okay.
And it was at $10,000. you get to name the main character plus all of the previous bonuses. So name an island, name your.
But
main
you don't
character.
get the game.
But you don't get the game. No.
I'm kidding.
No, you get.
Oh, wait, you
I'm
get the
kidding.
game.
I'm kidding. No, you get the game. Like what a rip. But anyway, so the first big question to me though. Okay, this is beside the whole project was 165,000 before it comes on Android, and that was interesting.
Yeah, I
to
feel
me.
like it needs Android support. I've never made a video game for the iPad before, but I don't think it would be very difficult to port it to the Android.
You wouldn't
I
think
mean,
so.
Especially if you get $100,000 already. What
Yeah.
more do you need?
Well, I think that's more than most developers have. You know, right off the bat, that's more than most developers already have.
Hmm.
Now, the detail of this game, you can't really compare it to like Angry Birds or something like that. I mean, they're completely different games. But I mean, this is a huge game, so it may need that amount to actually.
I feel like we've had this technology for a while. Do you guys remember Pilot Wings for the N64?
No.
You've never played Pilot Wings?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, it was a game where you controlled a character on a hang glider and you just floated around an island. So it seems to be about.
But it was
give and
tough.
hand.
It was fucking
Oh,
hard.
that game was
difficult. Hard.
That game was difficult.
But you had to get wind underneath you and all. Yeah, I remember that nonsense. It was ridiculous.
But it seems like this would be a very similar game. You're just, manipulating air. I think my favorite thing was the air particles where it's showing you. Like,
the
air-
molecules going. So it teaches you like how what would it be like? Not
How to do
like
lift.
thrust, lift, drag, and stuff like that.
Banking.
Banking.
Every child needs to know how to bank.
So you're saying the sequel to this will be about banking?
No. Banking is already. That's what's so amazing about this game. Banking is already in the game, Greg.
How? Okay.
Unless your company would include banking in an addition, but banking is a lesson. It is one of the levels.
It's one of the 4 sciences.
You mean turning?
Yes, banking.
I don't know what
That's
the
right
4
here.
sciences
Banking. Drag, thrust,
Banking,
constant
like you
terminal
mean, like,
velocity,
turning?
banking, and turning.
Yeah, I think they mean like.
They've separated
banking,
to
not
two
like-
separate
not
categories.
Like getting
There is a
CDs.
banking level
Oh,
where
oh.
children will learn to bank properly.
How to properly get a good return and a good ROI.
How do you
Guys.
finance for your hang gliders, what it is, or your albatross?
I mean, you high risk because you're in a fucking hang glider, not an airplane. I think that's pretty much.
Guys, it's all about the details. You make jokes, but if kids don't know banking, they
Kids
don't
die.
know how to fly.
Kids die.
Kids have to get out of their nest. They have to jump out and they have to fly. And if they don't know how to fly and they don't know how to bank, they will hit the ground. That's why this was made. So that newborns
All I
can
have
know
to
how to
say to
fly because it's extremely important for kids
To
know these things.
Sir. What this is going to happen is somebody's going to run, jump off their roof, think they've learned how to do it in Aero, and then all of a sudden they're jumping off the roof of their house.
So this might
And that'd be fine if they learn it properly.
Well, this might be a good segue then. What are some of the negatives of this game?
It needs to be on Connect. Fuck your iPad.
It
needs
is
to be
on Connect.
It will be on
needs
Connect.
to be on Connect. This will change. Okay, like.
Basically, what they're doing is they're saying, if you give us this much money, you
We'll
can
get it
have
here.
it on this.
Well, it's
but
gonna- it's
but
gonna
you
be-
won't have it on this until you give us a little more.
It's Bill Nye. How much money does he need? He will get it. It's ridiculous. The reason it's not at its goal yet, I think it's 9,000 at the time of
9,000
filming.
of 100,000.
It'll be there. It's going to be there in less than 25 days, easy. And they're going to have it on whatever platform they want it to be on. I mean, like, I think Connect is where it needs to be at. I think Android's cool. I think iPad it'll be great on there too. But I think like with your own arms and running when you need to get enough velocity to take off, that's
Yeah,
where it needs to be at. Hands down. I mean, there's nothing more educational than that.
I think I don't think you brought up an interesting point earlier before filming that this is not going to teach kids about flight. This is not going to teach them math and stuff like that, but it's going to teach them the general concepts.
Look at them. Like, I think you got a good point because my point was like looking at physics. It's like yes, okay, you obviously need more lift than gravity and thrust to like stay up in the air. Obviously, that's common sense. But to a kid, they probably know generalities about that kind of stuff. You're not learning the math behind it, But like you said, you contradicted me. It was like, hey, get them interested in it. They're gonna be excited about this and learning about these different like variables and stuff. They're gonna go into actual flight, and I think you're right. I think that's gonna be a big deal. I think it'll be awesome. They're definitely in the right direction. Definitely in the right direction.
Definitely in the right direction.
I mean, up, hopefully, not crashing to the ground.
Or just more evenly but slightly down.
So what do you do if your kid gets this game and can't stay in the air? They can't get the concepts, and they're screwed. What do you
Those
do?
are the hard truths.
I
The
don't.
hard truth.
That's a moment in life that none of us want to ever be at.
to acknowledge your child.
Actually, real quick,
have to
that's an
acknowledge your
interesting
child.
point because I don't remember anything on there about being like tutorials or help or anything like that.
Supposed to learn it.
If you go to the expo, you have somebody there like like moving your shoulders.
Oh, they'll
and
have
stuff.
something, some kind of like first level where it teaches you. But I was like, what if your kid gets past the first level?
What if your kid
and
can't
just
get past
can't
the first?
get it? Just can't, does not click with them. Bill Nye, what do? You take them to like a little extra tutoring session? No, there's not in this game.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting problem. I didn't think about that.
You have
before.
to count yourself lucky that we live in a time where you have to realize that and live on. Otherwise, that kid would have probably been taken away by like a pack of animals
and say,
in
hey,
the day.
sorry, son, this wasn't for you.
Stick to Mario.
Stick to Mario, son. Anyway, so on that note,
You guys want to take a final vote then?
I mean, okay. So our whole premise of the show is, yes, we're in love with this. Will it be commercially successful? And so I have a thought about this: is how many people actually know that Bill Nye is behind it?
All of them.
You think? I mean, like,
Grant, I sent this link to you that I said to you in an email that we have to review this Kickstarter. What, an hour after it came out?
Yeah.
I said Bill Nye started the Kickstarter.
Right.
Which wasn't right.
But my point is, like, okay, say I got a video of this game and all the Bill Nye part was cut out. Would I have thought this was interesting? Yes. But I want to educate my kids? Yes. But I mean, like, when you sell tons and tons and tons of apps, if you didn't know Bill Nye had anything to do with it?
Oh no, I probably would have missed it too then, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so like commercially, you're going through your Play Store, you're going through the App Store, or whatever. You know, you're going on Xbox, going through like the arcade stuff. You're like, seems pretty cool, whatever. If you see Bill Nye's name, yes, that's the variety point of this game. So they have to use him as like a, and if they do use him as like the focal point of the game, and like teaching kids how to do stuff, parents that watch this as a kid will be like, thumbs up, they'll sell tons of them.
Well, I was going to say, if it was any one of us, I think the first thought in our head would be, how did I get a 5-year-old? First thing that would pop in my head, at least.
Yeah.
How did I get a 5-year-old? But second of all, you know what? This game might be good for that 5-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, because we're all kind of science people.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
We're all numbers. Yeah.
We're all scientists. Science.
Yeah.
Think about it. Anyway.
Science.
So no, I see what you're saying. It's just like I just had the afterthought of like, what if I didn't know Bill Nye was with us? Would it be successful? And I think it'll still be successful. So I give it a thumbs up. But if you have Bill Nye at the forefront of it, going to schools and talking to like conferences and stuff, like with principals and all that kind of stuff, like, boom, you're going to sell tons of these. Especially every parent that watched Bill Nye in school, which everybody's getting about that age. They have kids and stuff, and it's scary. But like, they'll be like, Bill Nye, $5, $10, yeah, whatever he needs. I'll teach my kid.
You got it, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, you got it, bro. Don't worry about it.
So Kirill, what do you think?
Well, I think this is a great thing. It's very important that kids learn flying at an early age. It's a very important life skill. While I don't think this is as practical as the old games like Oregon Trail, which taught much more practical things like jaundice, dysentery, and
the fact that life can be solved by one of 5 choices.
Yes, and the fact that money can basically buy you and simulate any other skill that you could possibly have in that game. If you were the banker, you realize it was the best way to go. I think it's great, and I think that we're going to get it in. They said if they get $1 million, they'll have it in 500 schools. I think this is something that everybody will eat up. Bill Nye's behind it. It's a neat little game. Let's face it. I mean, learning to fly for a kid is not really anything that's too important, really. But the concepts and the science behind it.
But they get excited about flying.
They get excited about flying. They get excited about the science, and it's a great thing. I think it'll be just fine.
So commercially, you think they'll sell a bunch?
Yeah, I think it'll sell because it's one of these companies that's going to go for these education government contracts. And it's going to be just they're the only ones doing it really, so they're just going to get it up.
Good point. Like all your donations to this are completely tax deductible. Perfect timing of the year. My friend, he just got me $100. So I'm going to donate it to you, $100, and I'll get $100 back at the end of the year. So you know what I mean? Like it's a win-win.
Congratulations to us all.
Bill Nye, you have figured a way around getting even more money from me. I would have given you whatever you needed. You got a little bit more though.
I'm gonna say right now, I agree. I couldn't agree more with both of you. It's Bill Nye. It's an educational game. It's gonna get kids at least thinking about science. Which I mean, if you can get them started at 7 or 8, by the time they turn 15 or 16, they're gonna take a physics class in high school.
Well, that was the thing for me. I was gonna say like I had went to college. I really didn't know what I wanted to get into, and science was something I remember being excited about as a kid, and like.
Always looking towards the future.
Math I wasn't. All this other stuff I wasn't. Turns out science is just all math anyway. But it got me excited about it before I even knew anything about it. Knew like the fundamentals of it, So that's the way to go.
I'm going to give it thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
So there it is.
Boom.
Thanks for watching this episode of Kickstart. If you enjoyed this show, make sure you like and subscribe to us below.
Yeah. We have a Twitter now. We've had a Twitter.
Kickstart TV.
No.
At Kickstart TV?
No, at the Vivid Light TV.
Vivid Light TV.
And the vividlight.com is now up, motherfuckers.
Is it up?
Enjoy.
Is it really up, or is it going to be up?
It's up.
It's
sort
up.
of.
It's up. So the vividlighttv.com is up.
Motherfuckers. And we never give props to the beer we're drinking every week. We need to start doing that. This week is, you found this one. This is a
Stone IPA.
Has a very intimidating dragon on the front, devil on the front.
Gargoyle?
It's a gargoyle.
With the sun coming up behind it and some oats on the side.
Clearly, you didn't read the story in the back of
From
the
North
bottle.
County, San Diego. Anyway, there's 6.99% alcohol attributed to this show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks, Stone IPA. If you want to support us, we'll drink your beer on every show. Bingo. Love you guys. Thanks for watching our show.
Such a whore.
I'll sell myself out. I have no issues with that.
Thanks again, guys.